Sandy.
Hi, it's Dave.
Hi, it's Kirk.
Welcome to the ADK Rock and Metal channel, and today we're going to be checking out the band Slaughter to Prevail and the new single Conflict. Now, we know this, well, we know of this video because of Becca and Jake and who else? I think there's a couple other people.
I'm sure it was.
Were involved in the video. They were in the crowd.
Backbone.
We're not going to try and find them in the crowd. We're not going to try and pause and find it, but we know they're in there, and we're going to check this band out. Now, Slaughter to Prevail, I don't know much about them. I have to be honest. I know it's a band. I know that the guy's got a powerful voice.
Yeah,
he's got a huge voice. He doesn't need a microphone, for Christ's sake. So
yeah, he again, he's another one who made his name on YouTube. I reviewed their album 2 years ago. Really, I enjoyed it. I would say the deathcore extreme new metal hybrid with an English guitar player. They're a Russian band with an English guitar player.
Okay.
So I know the name. You hear it thrown out even before this video shoot was put on social media, but the sort of name suggests exactly what you've described, Kurt. I'd imagine sort of, comes to mind, sort of deathcore.
Yeah.
Not a band I've ever heard, to be honest, but, the name is banded about.
Okay.
I can see why Becca of Jackal's Backbone likes this band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was wondering if it was a kind of a mashup of, a tribute band of, I Prevail and the 1980s band Slaughter.
Yeah.
That's really coming together, but
Mark Slaughter,
obviously not, I guess.
Yeah. It's not a mashup.
Okay, let's check it out. We'll pause it where we need to. And yeah, let's do it. 3, 2, 1, go.
Right now, and you shut the fuck up and go walk, boy. That's only you and me and fat fucking Conflict.
Okay, there we go. I'm going to throw it to Andy first. What is your thoughts on that Conflict?
Really, really good. I enjoyed that a lot. So much so that I will be checking out this band. As I said, I've heard the name, didn't really know what style of music they were. Name suggests that they are this extreme deathcore. But yeah, that was really, really good. Enjoyed that a lot. There was the sort of breakdowns and the pinch harmonics of metallic hardcore. Bands like Guilt Trip, which I really like as well. Kurt, you obviously know more about this band as well. the masks. Is that just something they brought in for this video, or is this their gimmick? Because I don't really like that kind of sort of approach.
It is their image.
Right. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, they do perform without them as well, but I think Alex Terrible started off as a performer wearing a mask, didn't he, on YouTube?
If I understand,
think
it was
that's where it
because
comes
he did a lot of collaborating from bits where it was kind of his mask was his
Yeah.
identity.
so
Yeah.
it wasn't about who he
Yeah.
was. It was more of an anonymous
Yeah, I mean
thing.
that's not going to detract me from sort of checking them out, but that was my sort of stuff all day long. Video I quite enjoyed as well. Sort of, I think the sort of the cage, the sort of the mixed martial arts fighting or whatever you want to call it, should have been incorporated with the band performance. It almost seemed like two separate entities put together, and it wasn't a storyline. I mean, I'm thinking of a video that I was involved in, which had a sort of similar theme from local Cambridge rock metal band Planet Fatal. They had like a cage fight, but that's sort of
Boxing
incorporated.
ring, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's incorporated with the crowd, but the band members were kind of sort of playing characters within the story of the fight. But it just seemed like the band performed in this sort of building site caged warehouse, and then cut to the fighters, and the mix of those two sort of images didn't really work for me. But yeah, love the music. The breakdowns, there were a couple of those sort of in the spirit of the songs. The man's voice is incredible. So low, so powerful. I mean, I think one of you said this guy's so good he doesn't really, you don't think you need a microphone.
He's done it like a festival or something.
Oh, really?
He just called out, and you're like, videos in the audience, in the festival crowd. He hasn't got the microphone near his thing, and he still called in the next part of the song. He did the breakdown call in, and you're like, fuck me, really?
Yeah.
Like, how the fuck could you
Is
hear
he
him?
like I mean, you couldn't really tell from that because the shots were so quick. Is he like a big, powerful man?
Yeah.
He's built like
Yeah.
a brick shit house.
He's a Rusky. He's a
Oh.
stereotypical Rusky.
Oh,
isn't he?
yeah, you said that.
It's fucking
Yeah.
nutter.
So a Russian band with an English
English
CUNT
guitar
on guitar,
Yeah.
as the caption said.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really good. So I'll be certainly checking out Slaughter to Prevail.
Overall, for me, good track. Not a big fan of his vocals, although he does it immensely well. I've heard a few other bits for his performances, but he's really, really low end guttural. So you lose some of that definition of pronunciation because he still does. He tries to pronounce, but he sings it from his chest rather than from up in his throat or up in his mouth. So you lose some of the roundness or the cleanliness of the tone,
Yeah.
which is fine when you're doing that. But when you've got to get to when it was like I watched a video of him doing Walk Pantera, and it was like that. Really, what do you say when you do what you say? It's like,
Okay.
Yeah, he's nuts.
he's singing it out here, so you lose that,
Yeah.
and that's what I don't like about the tone. When he's doing that real heavy guttural sort of stuff, it sounds great. Musically wise, it's all kind of that you mentioned before. It was kind of metalcore with new metal thrown in there as well, a bit of hardcore in there. I got some Kill Switch Engage vibes in there as well. Was kind of what some of the riffing in there. Then you kind of get some of the breakdowns are kind of hardcore breakdowns with new metal riffs in a way. They really, you can hear the influence of new metal. You mentioned like Slipknot, early Slipknot as well, and that makes a lot more sense. Yeah, Cage Fighters, I would have probably just removed them from the video because I'd just stay focused on the band. The band were putting so much energy into that performance, they didn't add it, and the fact you've got the crowd around you makes sense. Or, as you said, if you're going to do it, have them fighting with the band, amongst with the band, and just make sure you stage the band correctly. It just would have made it a bit simpler. And then the masks. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the mask. You can either go full in, like we've seen with Sleep Token, Ghost, Mudvayne, Slipknot, Mushroom Head, where the mask is just part of it, but you've got the full costume, the fact that I've seen them live without these masks tells me that it's not an integral part. So they remove them. So if you're removing your mask, then it's just get rid of them. Just move on from that. Because they're strong enough as a band, they don't need a gimmick to get you to come to them. I mean, they are really good at what they do, so you don't need that mask. And if anything, like you, I've seen these guys come up on pictures before, and I'm like, looks gimmicky, and I've avoided them because of the fact they look gimmicky.
Yeah,
that sort of terrified bunny mask, whatever you want to call it, puts me off. They're kind of funny for like an odd like Instagram Halloween video or something, but not as your promotional band video.
That's why I asked: is it there Is it their gimmick, or is it just something they've employed for something a bit different for a performance video?
Because this is the other thing. If you watch this video, you see them do that, and then you go to a gig live and they walk out without those masks on, you're going to feel shortchanged. Because you're expecting to see them perform like that, and then they come out without masks on. You're like, who the fuck are these guys? And they're like, they sound like Slaughter to Prevail, but where's the masks and shit? That's what I've paid for. I've paid to see these guys perform in masks.
Yeah, you'd be quickly shot down on that because the gatekeeper next to you'd be like, "Oh, so you've come to a metal gig for a gimmick?" And then you'd be like, "Okay, yeah, I haven't."
But then this
You'd be easy to talk down at that.
you would, but then you go, well, then you're supporting a band that promote themselves on a gimmick in a way with those looks.
Very negative term, that, isn't it? Gimmick. I think
It is.
agreed.
Gimmicks can work really well because they're a great way of promoting your band. They are a great way, but you need to make sure you do it in the right. So I would have done in this, maybe done a video or done it on the first album, and then dropped the looks for the next album and gone down a different direction.
Yeah, there are bands that have done that. That Liverpool band, Loathe, they originally started and they were wearing masks, and now you would never see a mask. They're probably ashamed that they did that. You've also got that New York avant-garde black metal band, Imperial Triumphant, and they have similar masks, but they have the whole attire to go with it as well. That song, we were saying, weren't we? That if you're into your old school or early Slipknot, you would love this band.
Yeah.
So even though we use the word deathcore, there's no death metal in that. Is that they've taken maybe the vocals. You're right as well about the technique. When you saw him try to do Walk, he will know because he surely will teach people how to do extreme vocals. For the higher parts, it needs to be here in your cheekbones. On this channel, when I interviewed Lucas Magyar of Veil of Maya, he was explaining to me how he does it, and it's almost like you're making like game show noise, like to get into and that's why he couldn't do that. I'm sure he could, but his style is that from the chest. So it's so powerful, isn't it?
It's the words like on the walk bit. It's like
Yeah.
what
is that?
what is that? So you go
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't do a W for the back of your throat. You need
Yeah.
to phrase it with your mouth more, and that's when the vocal range comes. From the
I
front
think
part.
with this guy though, because he is a YouTube professional, isn't he? He probably makes most of his living from that. I wouldn't be surprised if he continues to explore his voice and maybe on next record does go for those higher raspy vocals.
But he's unique. I mean, the fact is, no one else is doing that sort of style. They will all try to get the clarity on the wall.
Yeah.
So the fact that he doesn't give a shit, he's purely showing you the power from it, and I think you can get away with it. It's just whether or not you like that style of vocal.
He's a machine, isn't he?
He's fucking amazing.
He is a human machine. The riffs are very simple. It's almost like that band Amua, who get criticised, don't they, for just playing 1 and 2 on the guitars, or note and 1, binary riffing, they call it. Binary riffing, dun, 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 chugging away. Sorry, I'm not doing anything under the table.
It's like, what are you doing,
Playing
mate? Come
the
on.
guitar. So, yeah, I don't think the riffs are too inventive, but it doesn't matter. The songs are so heavy, it's not subordinate to the guitar playing. I think this is a band that would be more fun live. A record 10 songs like that, I'd probably lose interest after about 7. So I'd be able to get through most of it, and I'd be like, come on, give me a guitar solo, give me something. Those pinch harmonics were impressive, though. It reminded me of that band After the Burial.
It was 2 minutes and 43 seconds, but
Yeah.
it felt like there were at least 3 breakdowns in that song.
Yeah.
It's definitely...
There was a lot of breakdowns.
Yeah. You
It was
get
just
a
like
break-
start a bit and then up tempo, break down again, up tempo again. Let's do another break.
This is a genre
Fine.
that's famous for giving you a breakdown within a breakdown. They didn't do that. They actually broke up. The second one was, for me, the most enjoyable. But yeah, it's what I expected. Absolutely brutal, but there is groove to that as well. It's not going to overwhelm you with speed and blast beats. It really is just about the chunky riffs, the vocals, and then the drummer. Is he in the pocket there? Probably not. It's just, it is like Slipknot, essentially, isn't it?
He's very much groovy at that point, so he's doing well. There we go, Slaughter to Prevail and Conflict. Now, if you enjoyed our video today, please do like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the video sometime very soon. Take care.